that like where like that light is at this track too?
Oh, you're okay.
Fighting with other alligators. June 1st started mating season, so
Oh, okay.
how that works.
Oh, that's why they're lurking around in the behind the house, Tony.
Yeah, we got that one in the backyard that keeps calling.
Yep.
Woo,
Yep.
woo, woo. All the time. We have a canal right there in our backyard, right 10 feet from our back. Little bitty one.
Now you can stand up, guys. Stand up, take some pictures. We never know when we're going to see gators, so you might see them out on the trail, you may not. So you better get a picture of this one if you want one in the wild. That's a little female right here. She pretty much stays here quite a bit. She's got a nest up here, sitting right back here by that tree. You see all that straw and stuff piled up? That's her nest. She hasn't laid in it yet. She's waiting for the dead debris there to start deteriorating so it'll get hot inside. Then when it gets hot, she'll open the nest up, go in there, lay the eggs in it, cover it back up, and then she'll sit out there and guard it. But
They put front screens on it. It's
eggs that
kind
she
of
lays
cool.
first down at the bottom of the nest will all be male. Then whenever it gets cooler,
I think we're about to take off.
hey guys, listen up. Now if I'm going too fast, I'll slow down some.
No, let's
I don't want to scare nobody.
Let's got it.
Make sure you got everything secured, guys.
Here we go. Here we go.
now started our rainy season about a month ago, and it's come up about halfway. But in the next month or so, whenever it peaks out, you won't see any roots like you see right now. The water table will be up high enough, so all you'll see is a reef dangling on top of the water. So we're still down a couple of feet, about 4.5 foot out here. So they're starting to come back, but they're not that close. Guys, I got one more mud bay I want to go to looking for alligators. Then we're going to go out to the grasslands for a minute or two.
that did the airboats across the road, that's a mixture of fresh and salt water. This is all fresh water over here. So this is all rainwater that we get. If you were here a month ago, this was all dry completely. Typically in the summers, our rainy season, winter, we usually get cold front rain with the cold front, but this year was a really dry year. bobcats, black bears generally. So these guys live here year round in the high water even. Picture. There you go. You gonna pose? Pretty girl. Yeah, they're not really afraid of us out here. We're not any threat to them. So they could care less. The younger ones are getting used to us by the parents don't care. So generations, we've owned this property, our company has, since the 50s. So no hunting's been allowed here since the 50s.
Oh, wow.
So that's why these guys could care less about us. They're just cutting through, we're just in their way. That's why they're waiting for us to leave so they can walk down the trail. It's a lot easier. Into the Everglades were never conquered, never surrendered to the U.S. So all of our tribes today are their own sovereign nation here. They don't have to listen to our rules or they're doing. So they were logging the cypress from 1900 to 1950, and that's why we have Big Cypress National Park here protecting the old growth. We have some giant cypresses big around as the Buggy still. But they hauled all those out of here somehow with just manual labor, so guys were pretty hardcore. This was where they hunted at alligators. They would store the skins of the alligators here and wait till they had enough of them to haul them into town. So you'll see all the gator skulls on the ground and on the building there. Little traps they used to catch otters and minks and different stuff. They were selling furs also. And then a little sideline business. That depends if you're a police officer or not. If you're a police officer, that's a hot water camp shower. If you're not a cop, it's a moonshine distillery. But during the 20s is when the moonshine was being ran out here heavy. Al Capone had a house in Miami, so he was down here part-time. He was smuggling in rum from Cuba. So fishing boats would run down to Cuba and load their boats. They'd come into Miami and unload it at night at his house on the Intercoastal. And then all this moonshine went over to Miami and they'd ship it all back to Chicago.